Good evening, and we're back at Partners in Law with me, Attorney Hazel, Attorney Marge, and our very special guest, General Commendador Jr. of the PNP Regional Office 7. Yan, we were talking about the programs sa PNP, especially the Oplan Lambat Sibat, the programmatic, systematic approach to addressing crimes. And now we want to discuss with General Commendador how, since we were talking about responding to threats sa city, vis-a-vis yung inyong experience sa rural areas, we're curious lang, how do the police force or the agency respond to threats na i-alert by the citizens themselves? Is there a particular procedure?
Like for example, bomb threats.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if ever we receive a call for bomb threat, whether firstly we treat all calls as serious or true initially, whether it's a hoax or not, but we responded as if it is really a true report. And afterward, we validate such report. We send out our EOD teams, explosives ordnance disposal teams, to verify whether there's really a bomb existence, and if there's a bomb existence, it's confirmed, then we isolate the area. Although initially it's already isolated because the first responder will isolate that, then we'll try to render safe procedures. Sometimes kung ang bomba dili na madala matransport, then we detonate it in the area, by means of so-called render safe procedures. But as I've said, we treat all calls as if these are all true calls, and we have to respond it as if these are actually true reports.
Sir, nastoryaan man na to ang EOD. Unsa man ka capable ang EOD capacity na to dinhi sa Region 7?
Naatay mga trained police who are EOD certified in saying they can handle bombs. We have also canine dogs that are capable to sniff and detect bombs. I think we have around 6 dogs, 6 canine dogs, and sige pa merong inventory. We are about to conduct another round of training by July, for EOD to supplement our forces.
Sir, General, is there any turnaround time with regards to from time na gi-report ang krimen up to the time of response from the police force? Is there any standard turnaround time for this?
Actually, it's included in our process excellence in the PGS. It's 5 minutes, response time. But sometimes it depends upon the distance of the calling party. But based on experience, we especially in urban areas, as long as the calls are properly received, then we can respond in less than 5 minutes because of the presence of so many patrol cars. But we're constantly measuring this, testing and inspecting the response time.
Well, that's very good to hear.
And actually, 2 weeks in succession, conduct tawag simulation exercises. If you have heard the simulated robbery exercise in Cebu City and Mandawi City, these are exercises that are meant to test the operational capability of the police units in Region 7.
Are the police force or the agency, the PNP in particular, open sa mga public-private partnerships? Are there programs where civil societies or civil organizations work with the PNP to improve PNP services?
Yes, actually, if you have noticed, we, as I've said before, we are into performance governance system, and in our charter statement, one of the pillars there in the diagram are the stakeholders na sa kilid. Meaning to say, we really need this support from the external support from the stakeholders. And in fact, each police unit na atay sa tawag og advisory councils, no? These are composed of multi-sectoral people who gives advice, through the PGS, through the indicators, the KPIs, They study, they make recommendations, and we also take seriously all of their recommendation for us to improve our organization.
Sir, permi na to makit-an sad sa news karon is daghan man kayong mga criminals, whether they're part of the most wanted list or not, nga nadakpan. Dayon, atong mayor din sa Cebu City has offered a reward for that. Unsa man imong thoughts ani kaning reward system?
I treat the reward or the cash incentive as an incentive. Mean to say, duty first before reward. No, sa ako na, because actually we also have our own reward system in the PNP. We identify top 10 most wanted person, then the DLG budget such pro Congress, and when subjects are neutralized, then the informing party receives the reward. Here in Cebu City in particular, the mayor elect is giving, then we, from my own viewpoint, this only serves as supplementary to motivate our personnel. However, Seb always said, money is not the primary motivator, but commitment and sense of direction is.
General, would you know how much the budget in the DILG is allotted for rewards, in particular for detaining or neutralizing top 10 most wanted criminals?
I don't know about the whole budget, but such just an example. Like for example, for terrorism, they allot more or less something 1 million for each head. Then for not less than, pinakagamay siguro is 50,000 graduated budget or head price for each type, depending upon the gravity of the crimes committed and the notoriety of the accused.
General, how is it determined, sir, kung kinsay appeal sa kaning top 10 nga nabay reward? How is it evaluated, sir?
Naitawag na to og committee from the intelligence who top most wanted person technical working group who determines this one, and they are also the one who recommends the value for its head price. No, this is based on the data obtained or reports that are being collected from the different intelligence community.
Sir, very recently, natay kuan part sa atong PNP personnel nga was granted bail. So, my question now is this, nabay kuan mechanism ang PNP nga mo ayuda sa atong personnel nga napasaka ang kaso in the performance of their jobs?
Sa atong nahibawan diha, based on our the policies of the PNP, not a regional legal service who are mandated to assist the PNP, but we have to approach them this one pragmatically, no. Kasagaran usa or duha ra gyud per region ang among legal officer, no. Sometimes usara.
Then for the whole region,
for the whole region, we cannot to accommodate all those who have pending cases. That's why, like for example, Cebu Province, Cebu Provincial Government hired a lawyer that will defend the police forces whenever they are subjected to cases or harassment cases in drug-related cases. And there are other initiatives, own initiatives from the different from each provincial and city police office. But in general, I mean to say, sometimes we have to defend on our own.
How would you describe, General, the frequency sa mga cases filed against officers in the performance of their duty? Is there a lot, or how do you...
I think we only have around 58 pending cases here in the region so far. Like in Metro Manila, we have 2,800 cases.
Wow, that's a lot.
Pending cases, 50. Then it's really actually very hard to determine whether it's really service-related cases or not, because oftentimes you can be charged for a case that may not appear at first as service-related, but sometimes it is connection in the performance of duty. But this mura na siya in mahitabo sa karan. If you actually pursue cases, especially drug cases before, you're always vulnerable to counter charges.
And these counter charges, are they usually in the form of admin-related or administrative cases, or do people actually file criminal cases also? What usually is the trend, sir?
Usually they file to the ombudsman. The ombudsman, and ombudsman can handle both administrative and criminal cases.
Are there plans, sir, in the, let's say, in NHQ, sir, like to enably to aid the PNP personnel, sir, so they will not be apprehensive in doing their duties?
The PNP Legal Service
Oo.
opened up a legal service hotline
Oo.
that whenever you go to an operations and if you have questions about the legality, if there are questions of law, you can call that hotline and there's a lawyer who's on duty
That's
can
really
give you an idea, can guide you how to do it the legal way and to give you legal advices. And so far it's working as a substitute for the non-availability of so many lawyers to support and defend our police forces.
In connection, sir, with the legal aid provided for our officers, what other benefits or aid in service or in their duty as policemen, what else does the program or the agency provide in terms of growth, in terms of support for the PNP personnel, apart from their salaries, of course?
Professional growth, we have different trainings, growth here and abroad, and financial support. Then we have the so-called special financial assistance. Like for example, you are a policeman is killed in police operations, we call as KIPO. Then there's a fund coming from the president to support this one. And actually, if a police is killed in line of duty, NAPOLCOM also provides support. And actually, all the children there's a scholarship grant for all the children.
It's really good.
Okay, before we continue, let's take a break.